What's going on, Thunder fans? Welcome back to the Bring the Thunder podcast. I'm here with Sapphire and Jack tonight. OKC takes down the Sacramento Kings 113 to 99 at home. Quick box score read: SGA goes for 33 at 8-3. Finally got a couple minutes there in the fourth quarter. Came in with about 6 left. I think he played about 2 minutes in the fourth, so we'll take that for sure. Lou Dort, big time shooting night, 4 of 8 from 3. He had 14 points. Chet continues to dominate, 21 and 8 on 10 of 15. His 3-point shot wasn't there necessarily tonight, but still super efficient night for him. Isaiah Hartenstein goes for 4 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple blocks there. Chet had 3, Hartenstein had 2, so they combined for 5. And then Cason Wallace adds in 12 points. We'll touch on Cason in a bit. He got a little banged up towards the end of the game there. AJ Mitchell off the bench goes for 13 and 6. And then so on for the Kings. They had a couple good games tonight from DeMar DeRozan, had 17. Russ had 7, 10, and 6. Dennis Schroeder started hot, kind of sizzled out throughout the game. He had 21, and Malik Monk had 16. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best game for OKC. They had a lot of turnovers, had a poor shooting night, but they were still able to win by double digits. So that's all that really matters at home, and they keep the momentum rolling. What are you guys' thoughts on how tonight went? And you know what? Before you guys even answer, Bradley has a stat for us. Shout out Bradley in the comments. He goes, SGA now has 88 straight 20-point games, needing 5 games to break the second longest streak. And J-Dub is still missing. That's his favorite line. J-Dub is still missing, but he was at shoot-around this morning. So was Aaron Wiggins. So that's a great sign. Yeah, your guys' thoughts on tonight. I thought it was a fine game.
Yeah. I guess I'll go first. I love that Russ gets his big ovation from the crowd when he comes in. Early on, I love the sets that we're running for Chet currently and him utilizing his length inside with him dunking on nearly every play. I thought that was just something that was refreshing to see. I saw a post on like TikTok where the modern bigs have kind of turned into more finesse players and, they're chasing the bag. And I love that Chet's still, going for that traditional play style to kind of, get that consistent scoring. And that's why his scoring and everything else is going up on every play. Shea carried us in that first quarter. Chet kind of picked up in the first half. And overall, like this Kings team just fought throughout the whole game. We saw a huge slump from Lou Dort where the timeline on X was, we got to trade him immediately to Lou Dort's our savior. So I thought that was super interesting to kind of see that transition from fans from one half to the next. That's why I usually tell everyone that's watching the games, like, just enjoy them. We've got a good enough team to where if there's a shooting slump or a bad shooting night from any which player, it really doesn't matter. And then I highlighted Shea's stat of 13 out of 16 games so far, or 13 games he's had 30 plus in the season. I think that's super efficient. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander indeed did play the fourth quarter tonight. But I loved how the game went. And what do you think, Jack, about the game?
Yeah, I think it was good. I've never seen Shai have so many and ones in a game. I think that was very impressive, which is cool because I guess that helps his free throw merchant case, even though we never need to defend it. Malik Monk has decided to be that one role player that's going to kill us every time, but his timely threes and is what it is. Wasn't enough tonight, and 7 consecutive wins. Like the ball is just rolling at the moment. So good luck to anyone trying to stop us.
Yeah, we got a comment here from one of our members really quick, Jack. Just want to shout out Indy Sports.
Yeah.
His Pacers won. They did win 127-118 over Charlotte tonight. They deserved that win. Mathurin exploded. Siakam looked good. Shout out to Indy Sports fan. He's one of our premium subscribers. And shout out to the Indiana Pacers, man. We're still rooting for them over there. But here, continue, Jack.
The last point I wanted to touch up on was we were talking about AJ Mitchell this morning in the preview. He had two or three games relatively inefficient, and by that I mean sub 50% because he's a very efficient player. Good to see him back up tonight. Looking more like himself. If you give me a second, he shot 40% tonight, but excluding garbage time, he was pretty efficient. So good to see him back in form. Didn't cover the 14.5 point spread that we thought he would, but Oh, well.
Yeah, his over-under was 14.5, or maybe it was 15.5, something like that. Listen, we warned everybody earlier. What really kind of made AJ go under tonight was he went 0 for 3 from deep. I thought he was going to make a couple at home. His legs look a little tired compared to the start of the season, but that happens. Going back to Lu Dort, let's give Lu Dort some damn credit here. I'm going to do this every game that he plays extremely well because these people on Twitter are absolutely killing me. Even one of our own is absolutely killing me with this Lu Dort slander. Easily he's so important to this basketball team. And when he's knocking down his threes at a 40% clip, which what he did last year all regular season long, we're killing everybody. Everybody. Even we did not play great tonight. Right? We shot 26% from 3. But Lou shot 50% from deep, so he kind of saved us there. And also, he affects the game defensively and can get to the rim. Shout out to Lu Dort. I want both of you to just give me a quick, just give Lu Dort some love, man. He deserves all of it.
Yeah.
I feel like I give him love all the time. So, Jack, you got it, man.
Yeah. Well, I defend him every year because I've noticed this trend. It's happened the last maybe 3 seasons in a row. The year starts. He maybe plays bad for a couple games. People don't watch the defense he's playing. They don't disregard that. Check the box score. Then you'll see some not rumors, but mock trades saying we need to trade him. And then when you get to the end of the season, he'll be knocking down threes, one of the best shooters, and people be in love with him. But it's such a wave of people riding the train or off the train, and you guys just need to stick it through and no. He is going to go through some. I mean, it was 8 games or so that people were overreacting, and it is what it is. His defense is there every night, and the offense is just a premium at this point. We have so many offensive players that if he's knocking down threes, then we're unstoppable. But if he's not, we're still unstoppable. So everyone just needs to chill out. Lu Dort is here to stay. We won a championship because of him. He's the longest tenured player. He's not going anywhere. Just keep him.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. I think Indy nailed it here. He said every team needs a player like him. I mean, we were so thankful and privileged to have Lu Dort on this team. He's just such an important part of this squad, and couldn't be more happy with his performance tonight.
Such a vital part of what we build as well, because obviously he's been on the team for the longest, and he's really built this culture of defense and defense first, and that's why we're the best defensive team.
Got a little Pelican stuck with the Nuggets from Mike on YouTube here. Absolutely. They tried. I think they only lost by 7 tonight.
Love the sound of that.
Back to the game tonight specifically.
Can I say something about Lu Dort, Joe, real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Man,
of course.
We have the top 4 defenders in advanced stats, and we covered that in the last game or last recording that we had. But when it comes to Lu Dort, when you add him onto the roster, I think there's not a debate when it comes to guard defenders. He is the best, hands down, guard defender in the league. And I know Caruso is holding that stat right now. Lu Dort hasn't had that extensive amount of time yet this season, but once he does, we'll have the top 5 best defenders, on our team. And also, I just think he's too important for people to ignore. His numbers just don't come across the right way when it comes to if you're just stat watching. But even on bad shooting nights, I'm taking Lu Dort 10 out of 10 times, man. There's just something that sometimes I'm a stat nerd, and sometimes stats can't describe everything that you're watching when you're watching it in the moment in terms of how a player impacts momentum and other things about the game. And that's something Lu Dort does. His shot is super it just, demoralizes other teams. His defense demoralizes other teams. When your best player is practically taken out by one player without any help defense, I don't think you can get any better than that. So there's things that Lu Dort's doing that it just can't be, put into stats. It's only something that you can do while watching him for 82 straight games.
And I was about to say there's no stat for psychological games because he puts people through mental torture. Some dudes don't even catch the ball. They'll go sit in the corner because they don't want the ball when Ludi's guarding them. And there's no stat for that. So you just got to watch the games.
I do want to get back to tonight's game. There was something interesting that caught my eye, and I wanted to hear your guys' take on it. Start of the second half, we've seen this before. Alex Caruso started the second half over Isaiah Hartenstein. Is there – I knew that was coming, by the way. Is there any nervousness with the double big lineup, or was it just a bad matchup tonight? Or was it just the way the game was flowing that Mark thought, you know what, let's give Caruso some run to start the third?
I'll probably say nothing to do with the double big. It was more of the pace of the game. They have Dennis Schroeder on the other side and Russell Westbrook attacking the rack, and you can't really have two big centers clogging the lane or not getting back on transition defense. And I think, especially when you have both of those guys being as fast as they are, I think that was really what Mark was trying to stop, because most of their points they were trying to get in quicker transition, because when we're a set defense, we're really good. So that's just my opinion on it. Mark kind of read the game, and I thought that was the right choice to go with a smaller lineup. And also inserting Caruso at any point into the starting lineup, we know that wins championships. So never a wrong choice.
Mm-hmm. And I guess the double bigs isn't always the set lineup, but normally we're versing a team where it gives us an advantage. But tonight, when Sabonis is out, there's not a real need, so we can go without it, especially for the reasons you said, Seth.
Let's touch on Cason Wallace really quick. What did you guys see? I know he came off that screen, banged maybe his hip. Haven't heard much yet.
It was his knee. His knee buckled.
Yeah.
It seemed like a general, like, you know, when your knee buckles backwards, just kind of a strain type of situation.
Like hyperextended kind of.
Yeah, hyperextended. I wouldn't expect too long of a outage for him, but if he is out, maybe like 1 to 2 weeks, probably guessing early.
I've never seen him like limp like that. Normally he's pretty tough with it, so I wouldn't expect to see him next game, to be honest. But that's quite a big blow.
Quite a big blow, and for what it's worth, he was staying on the bench during that timeout. I don't know if I saw him go back to locker room after that, but for the timeout and the little bit after, he was still on the bench, so that I guess is a good sign. But we will keep you guys updated with everything anything that we hear on Cason Wallace. Another player I kind of wanted to highlight tonight was, I wanted to highlight Cason, but I really wanted to highlight Brandon Carlson. And listen, we love Brandon Carlson. We are all huge fans of Brandon Carlson, I should say. We root for him every time he gets in the game. But it's starting to get to a point where when he is getting into the game, it's having a negative effect on the team. It's not the same as, in my opinion, as what it was last year when he was coming in and knocking down threes. He's kind of, we're throwing alley-oops to him and he's missing them. We just need J-Dub back, but I kind of wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on what's going on with BC right now.
I'll go first. I think this podcast was formed around Brandon Carlson. Most fans probably don't know this. That's some insider knowledge. We're not going to get into too many depths of how big of fans we are. But he only did really play 5 minutes. It's hard to say, long-term impact from him. He's usually pretty solid on the defensive end, usually a pretty decent shooter. I think it's still early, and, to give him, he just needs opportunity, and I don't mind him coming in, and we're just such a deep team. You kind of have to just trust the guys that come in. So that's probably all I got to say about him. Like, just give all the guys an opportunity and see if they flourish or not, because while we can give them some minutes, we should.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. Only 5 minutes a game. So last year, I do agree, though, in those 5 minutes, he'd impact way more and we'd be shocked. But this year, he's kind of just playing like a two-way. So at the end of the day, we'll be right.
Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on that. And finally, I want to touch on AJ one more time. AJ led the team tonight in plus-minus at a plus 14. So even when he isn't having a great shooting night, especially from the beyond the arc, he's still getting to the line. He shot 5 free throws tonight, made all 5. He had a block. He had 2 steals. One thing he's got to clean up is the turnovers. He had 4 turnovers tonight. But the way he affects the game, it's such it's a thing that OKC didn't really have last year. Was a ball handler coming off the bench and being able to run the second unit, like outside of J-Dub, but he was also a starter. I I guess the question is when J-Dub comes back, because we know he's coming back very soon here. What's AJ's role? Does it diminish or does it stay about the same?
Stay about the same, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say for kind of the high expectations we had early on with him, we already saw with Lu Dort coming back how that kind of impacts his minutes and kind of the spacing of the floor. He's a very he needs the ball in his hands to really be impactful, and he needs a lot of volume. So as he picks up his efficiency, he'll get better. But I think my expectation is going to probably drop as we get more and more starters in the lineup just because of the rotations. He got more stints at longer stints in the game, even though he's getting a lot of minutes. He's getting subbed out more frequently as we get, more players returning. So it was kind of expected for this type of game that Lu Dort comes in and he doesn't get that same, I guess, flow that he's had previously.
Yeah, I mean, still got 29 minutes in tonight, so I'm still expecting him to sit around like 25 because we still will be blowing teams out and he will be running the end of the game anyway. I'm just curious to see like when those big games come because he had great games against Golden State and the Lakers, so he's going to be in the lineup. I just want to see how they worked it out, but I fully trust Mark to figure that out.
And
especially if Kayson's down now too.
And fully healthy, if we ever cut down the roster, I think we can't go any less than a 9-man with Caruso, Kayson, AJ, and Aaron Wiggins coming off the bench. Right. So I think he's always part of the rotation, no matter how small we're going.
Right.
There is one thing I wanted to talk about tonight was how good the court looked, especially combined with the City Edition jerseys, because that hardwood is beautiful, especially the darker half.
Yeah.
What are your guys' opinions on it?
Yeah, I love it. I'm very happy. That court's amazing. Like that's probably my favorite OKC court ever. And it's definitely a fantastic city jersey. It honors, the indigenous peoples in OKC. They're very big on that. And the jersey itself just looks really nice. I enjoyed them better than the black ones. So actually, Jack's wearing one of the black ones right now, but I think everything looked sweet, and I hope we get to wear them a bunch this year.
Yeah, I thought it looked great. I thought it was a great night to do the introduction for them. So just overall, I thought it was a solid move by OKC to get everything incorporated. And I feel like the Thunder management always does a great job of representing everyone in Oklahoma.
Absolutely. All right. We're about almost 18 minutes in, a little over our time here for the segment, but let's get to everybody's favorite segment, and it's called "What the Hell Is Jack Wearing?" Jack, every night, if you're new to the podcast, every victory night, Jack wears a OKC jersey, and he doesn't tell anybody on the panel what jersey he's wearing. He obviously doesn't tell any of you guys in the comments what he's wearing. Nobody knows. You guys could drop your guesses on what player Jack is wearing, what jersey Jack is wearing right now. And our first comment comes from our member, Indie Sports. He goes, Jack's wearing a Brooke Barnhiser jersey tonight. I love the guest, but I'm going to start with you, Sapir.
Oh, man. I think I'm like 0 for however many times I've been on the lives, and I don't think I can even get close to guessing who the player is every time. I always guess randomly, and I'm going to stick with that trend, and I am going to say Hartenstein.
I like the Hartenstein guess. Unk goes for Wiggins. I think Unk has gone Wiggins like every time, every pot. So shout out Unk. Let's see here. I wanted to go Lu Dort, and I kind of want to break it down really quick, so stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Jack had a Lu Dort jersey, it wouldn't be the one from last year. Like he would have like a home jersey or an away jersey. I don't think he bought Lu Dort's jersey last year. I think he already had maybe one, maybe multiple. Bradley comes in with I don't know, and I'd love that guess because I don't know either. But for the show's sake, I got to sit up here and look like an idiot trying to guess here. So I don't think it's Lu, but that would have been fitting. Oh man, you know what? I don't think we have seen an Alex Caruso jersey yet this year. I'm going to go with Alex Caruso. Lock it in for me. Xavier, you went with Hartenstein?
Yep.
All right. Big reveal.
All right. Before I reveal, I'll shout out Indie Sports Fund because he obviously watched the members only video where I said I am probably going to get the new City Edition jersey with the Barnheiser. So if you want to check out that video, subscribe to the membership. But I'm wearing an SGA jersey. So no one wins.
And you know what the funniest thing is? When we were doing the tier list for our members only video that released this week. So like Jack said, if you guys want to go check out those videos, we got some great content. Subscribe to or come join the community, I should say. But we talked about what player do you think of when we think of those jerseys? I literally said Shai. I said Shai in the video at J-Dub, and now I'm like, now I feel really bad about myself. But anyway, let's move on. God, that kind of pissed me off a little bit. Anyway, let's just look forward here. There's not much more to talk about with tonight's game, I believe. I mean, listen, it's a 14-point win. I really wish we could start covering these games, the spreads, but I mean, I don't want to be arrogant and selfish over here. So let's just move on.
A win is a win.
A win is a win. It's a double-digit win at home. I mean, you can't complain, right? We're going to play in Utah Friday night, 9 p.m. Central. It's an NBA Cup game. So Utah's going to come out firing. Utah has been playing decent basketball. I mean, they fought the Lakers down to the wire last night. They beat the Bulls in a double overtime game, and they're all of their games have been high scoring. They're putting up in the last couple of games, they put up 152 on the Pacers. Sorry, Indy Sports. I'm not coming at you. I promise. It just put up 152 against the Pacers, 122, 150, and 126. So this team could score the ball. Just putting that out there. And they play well at home in history. So what are you guys' quick thoughts on that game? Not too much because we'll do our preview.
Jack, you can go first.
Yeah. I guess good to be back playing in the NBA Cup. I think it'll be fun to see Chet match up against Lowry Markkanen, and because he's been on a tear this year, so that'll be a good test for him. Outside of that, there is not much to it because it's just the Jazz. So, although we want them to stay relatively competitive this year, so we can get their pick, which I believe is top 8 protected. So.
You're saying we're gonna gift them a win on Friday? Is that what you're saying?
I wouldn't be against it. No, but
I agree here with Bradley. He said our depth is too much for the Jazz unless Markkanen scores 60. I feel like that's pretty much with mostly every team in the NBA. And I'll shout out exclude like Denver and like some of the top tier teams, but for like we always say on this podcast right now is. For a team to beat us, we either have to shoot ourselves in the foot 900 times in one night and just play absolutely terrible, or somebody on their team has to go for a big game, and it would probably take 2 50-point players, honestly.
Or Joe, or the other way we usually lose is in the most historical, crazy situation happening where it's like once in a lifetime type of situations where some random player does something absolutely crazy. So
PJ Washington.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was going to mention about the game. I guess I am excited for that matchup with Laurie. He just had a really good game against, I guess, his last opponent. I think he had 40 plus or maybe 47. So pretty solid player. And I love playing teams like the Jazz, the Hornets, whatever else, the Nets. It kind of, I don't know, for me, it's fun because we get to see other guys on our roster and kind of evaluate talent a little bit differently and give some guys some run. And also teams that don't have anything to play for, those are kind of the trap games. And I like to see if we're still going to be hungry in those third quarters coming out of the second half and if Mark is going to continue with those speeches.
Yeah, I think they have good players as well. Markkanen's been balling. The point guard, George, has been putting up really good numbers.
He's a really good player.
George.
Putting up really good numbers. Obviously, we know what Nurkic is. And the rest of the squad, I mean, Isaiah Collier off the bench, he finished the season pretty good last year for them. So we'll preview it more. We'll preview it more in our preview on, Friday morning. Friday morning. But a little nervous about that one. I can't lie, especially with now the Kaysen injury. We'll see if, what type of lineup we have heading into Utah. But with that being said, I mean, OKC has now moved to 15-1 on the season. Swept the series against the Sacramento Kings for the regular season, 3-0. And yeah, if you guys have any other thoughts on tonight's game, go for it now. If not, we could wrap this up.
Yeah, I do want to get to Indy sports fans' comment here. He said at this point, a high school girls team could put as many points as the Pacers. They got a lot of injuries and everything they're dealing with, so possibly we'll entertain it, I guess. We also got commenting here. The Jazz have a pretty good team this year. They're kind of fun to watch. That's what I mean by teams like theirs. It's a lot of fun when your team's actually tanking for something, when you'll kind of head into a certain direction, and their management's a really good manager. I think the previous Boston Celtics general manager over there, so he's always stingy and always gets the good picks, and he's really good at talent evaluation. So I like the direction that they're heading. Bradley said, heck, the Cavs won 4 games in 2017 finals because they literally had the greatest 3-point shooting night ever against the God Squad Warriors. Pretty much, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, really quick with Indy, going back to this really quick. Listen, you'll get Tyrese back next year. You guys are doing it right. You're going to get a top 4 pick, maybe, and added to that squad. Just putting it out there. I wouldn't be too angry about it. I know it's a frustrating time, but it could get much better very shortly for Indiana. But with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here tonight. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in to our post-game shows. Again, like Jack mentioned before, we do have the member subscriptions. Go check them out on the YouTube channel. There's so many perks. You guys could come on the live with us a couple times a week. You could come record our videos with us. Like we do members only game videos, members only. We started a series and we're diving into deep advanced metrics for the OKC players. You come record that with us. And you also get a follow back on all social media platforms. So go check those out. Indy Sports one last time goes, he's not mad about it. His college sport teams are doing amazing. That is true. Indiana, they got the number 1 quarterback in the nation right now. Other than that, appreciate all of you guys. If you're enjoying the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell a friend. And we will see you guys on Friday morning. I believe they'll see us for our episode. And then you'll see us Friday night after the Utah game for another W post-game live. I'm putting that out there now. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. We'll see you guys next time. And as always, Thunder up, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.